comes our machine learning part. In machine learning part, you have to make the models for your data where you get the you get some rules from the input and output data set. Like if you get some input data set and also get the output for that input data set by using the machine learning models, you get to know about the rules from that. Like first, like when you like see the left block diagram, when you get the input data, then you have to train the models. For train the models, see the right chart. You have to first problem the you have to first make the problem formulation, then you have to do feature extraction, then you have to do model selection, like what kind of model, what kind of algorithm you want to use in your machine learning. Then you have to do model implementation, you have to implement that model, then you have to evaluate that model, and after that come on the left chart where you see the model evaluation. You have to evaluate your model, that is your model is accurate or not, is your model having the acceptable accuracy or not. Then after, when you get the acceptable accuracy from your model, and then you have to use that model for bringing the output from that model. So that's all comes under the machine learning part. And next we are going to our next topic is supervised techniques. In supervised techniques, it comes under the machine learning. Like uh, I want to say that AI is a big field, artificial intelligence, and in that artificial intelligence domain, machine learning is a subset of that artificial intelligence. And this supervised technique is comes under the machine learning. And along with supervised techniques, there are second topic which is also known as non-supervised techniques, which all is also comes under the machine learning domain. So if you are trying to make a chart in your brain, like there is a big domain, big circle of for the AI, and then there is a subset of of AI which is machine learning, that is the small circle. Inside that big circle you have the machine learning part, the which is the subset of AI. Then comes the supervised technique, which is also a smaller circle than the circle of machine learning, and it is also a subset of machine learning, or you can say it is a part of machine learning where you have to do supervised where you have to apply this supervised technique. And along with supervised techniques, there is so many parts. We will talk about that parts in later on. So now talk about this supervised techniques. In supervised techniques, you have your training data set, and you have to use that data set to get your arbitrator. Like you have to get your output from that training data set, and for that you use some machine learning algorithm. So after using the training data set, you use that data set for the input in a learning system like some machine learning model. And that model is basically, you can say that, supervised techniques. And after using that model you get your output. So why this technique is called supervised learning? Because we have our input, what kind of input we are providing in our machine learning model, and also we have output. That means from that input what kind of output we want from that. So as we already know that for this input we want this output, and for this input we want this output, then that's why this techniques is called supervised technique, where we already know the output and we provide that output along with input for the machine learning model to train. So this type of training is known as supervised learning. And after this topic we go to this non-supervised techniques, where we get our data set, and our data set is in the raw format, which is not in the organized format. Then we have to do some operations and organize our data and keep the columns which we want, delete the data which we don't want, and after that we apply some algorithms, machine learning algorithms on that. And here only we have the input, we don't know what kind of output we want from that input data set. So we only give the input to our machine learning algorithm, and after that we do some processing and to get the output. And output is in the clustered format. Like if we provide 10 points, 10, like assume a graph, 2D graph, and you have some 10 coordinates, and you provide that 10 coordinates to your machine learning model, and then your machine learning model gives the output. And output is in, like as you see on screen, there are three colors: orange, green, and purple, and same in this order you get your output for that 10 coordinates. Like three coordinates are in orange format, and three coordinates are in green format, and four coordinates are in purple format. Like this, our machine learning model gives the output and the clustered format. That machine learning model will make the clusters of your 10 coordinates into the three clusters, and that clusters is our output in non-supervised. So here is output is not defined, and you cannot predict the accuracy of your model because we don't know what is the correct output for this input. But we use this technique to make our data into a clustered format and segregate our data, segregate our raw data into a meaningful order, and further we can use this output, this clustered data set into the supervised learning. Like when we provide the input raw data set to our machine learning model, this non by using this non-supervised technique, we get our raw data into the clustered format, and after getting the clustered format, we provide that clustered data to the supervised technique, where we know that what is the input and what is the output for that data, and use the further processes on that to make machine learning models, to make the models which were used in real world. So that's all for today's session, and I hope you get to know about these topics: data science, data mining, statistics, machine learning, supervised and non-supervised techniques. Like if you want to came in data science or in the data minings, and if you want to know about statistics, then why you want to know about this statistics and this machine learning. So if you want to came in this domain, like what you have to do and what you have to perform, what are the basic blocks that you have to know. So I hope I clear all these doubts of you.